Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Give me a second here. I'm sorry. I'm caught in the middle of making sure that my personal page is open. So any comments on this video on my personal Facebook page will show up in our comment section. Otherwise, if you want to join the conversation tonight, join us on the on any of the videos. So we have it streaming to the Facebook Free Thinkers group page, the YouTube channel, and then on my personal page. So of those three places, you can engage in any of those videos live comment section, and you can give us your comments. They'll show up in our comment section, and we can certainly discuss your comments that you have too. Hello, Q. Good evening.
Good evening.
I just was going over like really quickly. Of course, how to follow us tonight, because our format's a little bit different tonight. Generally on Tuesday nights, it's like whoever, however you want to call in, come in, jump out type thing, right? But tonight we have 4 men and 4 women. So we have all the spots filled for live panelists tonight. But I'm certainly inviting people to join us in the comment section so you can throw out your questions.
Comment section is going to be very important today.
I think
all
it will.
Comments are going to be welcome
and I think we're going to
examined and entertained.
We're going to discuss all of the comments that are going to be shared. So,
you got a comment, it will be discussed.
I made sure that on my personal page it's private. If you shared it, make sure, or that it's public. If you shared it, make sure that it's public. We obviously have some folks in the waiting room. I told them I'd bring them on here in just a second. So tonight's just a little different. You know, I do not have the StreamYard link posted to any of our sites because our 8 panelists are coming tonight. So, you know, we want to see in the comment section. So it's just a watch and engage conversation. Excuse me, I'm sorry. If our guests are not here, you know, and you're like, hey, I'm available.
You can sit on standby.
Be on standby. Send us a
comment. Send us a comment. We'll shoot you.
Absolutely, and we'll definitely bring you in. So tonight we've been talking about this for a while. This little conversation that we wanted to do. So basically, tonight's conversation is a panel of men and a panel of women asking each other, why do they blank? So women asking men, why do y'all? And men asking women, why do y'all?
I want to interject right there too.
Go ahead.
And this is for all of the participants in the group. I don't want PC answers. I want the barbershop / beauty shop. I want the behind closed doors, the answers that you normally wouldn't allow the opposite gender to come in and be a part of. This is open that door up. Let us know the real.
Yeah, because when I talked to people about this conversation, they were like, oh, this is going to be really good. And I was like, yes, and this is what we do. Like, we love these kinds of conversations because you're probably you're gonna get it raw. And that's not a bad thing, you know, but this is a safe space to ask any question, you know. If you absolutely don't want to answer the question, well, you need to kind of rethink why you're volunteering to be asked questions, because I told you God only knows what kind of questions we're going to talk about tonight. Who knows, right? But it'll be a cool conversation. I think that if, you know, we really get into the opportunity that we have here to take advantage of this and ask some questions to, you know, men and women in a great space, in a controlled environment per se, like it's a very, very good conversation. But we are on the Facebook channel, we are on the YouTube channel, so definitely go to those places, follow, join, subscribe, share, hit the share button, and let's grow this baby. So some of our people are not here, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in the guests that we do have waiting in the back room to jump on. So we appreciate y'all for being here tonight. When I called Jay and asked him if he wanted to do the show, he was like, this conversation is not going to end well.
Oh, God. You never know.
At all.
That's going to be a great conversation. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so interesting.
Because I know Nikki, that's why.
And that's what's going to make it a great conversation. So I appreciate y'all for being here tonight. You know, some of my friends were like, I'm not really comfortable with like putting myself out there like that. Like one of my friends was like, I'm in a really shaky relationship right now. This might not be the best thing for us. And I was like, I totally understand.
No, that's perfect for you then.
Well, depends on how you look at it, I guess. But I totally understood it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to get nobody in no trouble, right? Like we just want to have a good open conversation and see how we can do that.
Conversation get you in trouble. You already in trouble.
I mean, it depends on it. Well, it can depend on the conversation, I guess, right? So
you're already in trouble.
I mean, I agree, because you should be able to talk about whatever.
A random general conversation is gonna get you in trouble, you already in trouble.
That's funny.
You need to see counsel already. You got some issues.
You're right. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. Irene, hello. Thanks for being in this conversation tonight. It's good to see you. I was like, we haven't had faces in like the last 2 weeks. I'm so happy to see faces. All right, so we're up everywhere. Hopefully y'all have thought of some thoughts and some questions, some scenarios, some things to ask men versus women. We are missing our men. I don't know where they are. Let me see. Should we do like men up top and women on the bottom, or women on top?
You can move that around?
Yeah, you just drag it up.
Shoot, really? I learn something new every day. I didn't know that. Oh, man, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you just move it with your finger.
I didn't know that. Okay. That's what's up.
So that works. All right. So, Q, you want to go first?
No, I want to wait.
You want to wait?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Either y'all ladies want to go first?
Nope.
Where the brothers at, man? We kind of outnumbered over here.
They're not here.
We ain't outnumbered.
They're supposed to be more here. Let's see where they at. I'm looking at my phone, making sure I don't have any missed messages.
Nah, you good. We can handle it.
We gonna talk regardless. Ivory, do you have a question you want to ask?
Oh, like a question for the guys? Y'all get it popping? Okay. Why are men so...
You sound like your AirPod ain't working yet.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you somewhat. You just distant and muffled, but go ahead.
Oh.
You're all right. Don't even worry about it. Go ahead. Just ask a question.
Why do men have such a hard time expressing their feelings?
Oh my God, that was my question too. Swear to God.
Why do men have a hard time expressing their feelings? Okay.
Oh, that's easy. Number one, we don't practice as much because we don't talk as much as women do. Like women to their girlfriends, you exercise talking more than men do. Men will talk to men. We talk, but we talk in different ways, and so that's number one. Let me number one. Y'all communicate with each other more. Number two, you have an open space to communicate more about a wider array of things. So, for instance, men can talk about certain stuff. We can laugh, joke, kind of punch each other in the shoulder type of thing. But it's very selective of when we can be more personal, intimate, show our vulnerability, emotion. Because a lot of time men gonna be like, like a woman, she could do that and I feel you, girl. I feel you. It's gonna be okay. For a man, they're gonna, man, you better suck that up. This is what you need to do. So when you come in a somber mode, they're gonna give you tough love. And all the time you may not want or be ready for tough love. So in those instances, a lot of times when men are going through things, they will refrain from discussing it because they're not going to get that nurturing type of feedback. They're going to get the raw, the real. And in certain cases that it makes it less, you're just not as open to communicating the same way. So it's just the overall practice of, it's just the same things, the same resources that are available to you are not available to us in the same type of way. Jay, I'll let you give your opinion on that. What you think?
No, I mean, you pretty much touched on it. I mean, it's just men have been conditioned that way. You know, society has told us that being open is a sign of weakness. And a lot of us, we just keep our feelings to ourselves because what man wants to look weak, you know? It takes a very, very special woman for a man to be comfortable with, to open up about their feelings. And not every man has that luxury. So a lot of times we keep our stuff inside and we keep it moving because that's what the world tells us we need to do. Well, we've heard man up all of our lives. Man up, stop crying, stop whining. That's usually what we hear. So we just keep it to ourselves because in our minds we're thinking nobody's gonna care anyway. So we suck it up.
And think about this, ladies. Think about this. When you have your moments of vulnerability and you need to talk to your girlfriend and you need to get it out, or you're going through something relationally or with your children or with your parents or whatever the case may be. What if, just think about this, what if you trying to have a heart to heart and then your girlfriend, stop crying, suck it up, what's wrong with you? You need to get yourself together. How many times can you hear that before you be like, maybe I'm just going to keep it to myself?
Mm-hmm.
If you had that happen,
do women say that?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Is we talking about to women or to men? Because I can get that from a man.
No. That's what men do.
Saying it to men, women telling men to suck it up, and like society, like does that?
No, not really. I'm saying if you were to speak to your girlfriend and your girlfriend was just like, stop crying, suck it up. You're being a baby right now.
That's like so more women in your experience than not, that's their response to you actually showing emotion?
Women. No, a lot of times men. That's if I'm talking to another guy, that can be the response. Now, the older, more mature age, that's not always the response. But like from 16 up until about 30, then that's gonna be the response.
From man to man.
Yes, from man to man.
I swear
you're gonna get the bravado response back.
I thought I heard you say something about girlfriends, so I thought girlfriend's response to a man being emotional
saying Nikki, no.
Got you.
So I'm saying, Nikki, if you had a vulnerable moment and you needed to talk to your girlfriend about something that was sensitive, and your girlfriend called you a baby and told you to suck it up and told you you cried too much or something like that, how would you respond to it, and how open would you be to talk to your girlfriends when you could get that type of harsh response? Right. Over time, it'll close you down. It'll shut you down over time. Makes
absolute sense. So I want to ask a question regarding, because Q, you said something that like is gonna never leave my brain. It's like the practice of communication. Like women generally do commiserate with our girlfriends about whatever and everything. And if you have deep levels of intimacy with your actual friends, you can get deep in conversation. So you do have therapy sessions, you do process stuff. And that's not to say that men don't have access to that, but I would assume it's not as common as it is for men. And so the practice of that is really I don't know why that's kind of blowing my mind as much as it is.
Men don't have that practice of communication the same way that women do, because and for the people that you do, you may, one, if you're lucky, you may have two people that you can actually be open and vulnerable to.
Damn.
Wow.
You just don't think about how that's crazy. I guess as a woman, it's not like it's a default setting to have girlfriends and friends who, help me in those situations or whatever. But to know that men don't utilize those same channels, so therefore it causes a lack of practice of that type of communication. That's so interesting to me. But that's
even when we try to, even the person who's receiving it, the person who's supposed to be the listening ear, even when they try to be open, that don't mean they're gonna be good at it.
Right. That's true.
Because how are you gonna be good at it when nobody lends you that same grace when it's your turn? You gonna probably give them the same advice that was given to you.
Right.
Which is either suck it up or man up or deal with it or joke it off, tell a joke to where it don't bother you as much. It's, you can, and none of those things are directly helpful.
That's hard.
That's
I just want to know if that means to women too. Do you have to feel comfortable to speak to a woman and tell her your feelings?
Yes. Like I said, if it's not a practice or a communication that you're used to doing, it's going to be hard with everybody. Even you'll find a lot of men, it's a challenge learning how to speak to your children or communicate with your children in certain type of ways, especially if your father or your parental figure didn't communicate well with you.
True.
It's just like where do you pull from if you don't have those type of examples or situations? So that's one of the reasons why I appreciate free thinkers and podcasts. And this is a lot. I was just telling my sister the other day, I will go out in public and just speak to somebody randomly and make a conversation. And I would never, I'm a quiet, shy person. I would never, ever do that. Like growing up I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something that I practice on a regular basis.
Right.
So now it's comfortable for me.
Right.
Or semi-comfortable for me.
That's such an interesting perspective, and I appreciate that being said, because I don't
want to know. We don't
well,
know.
I like to believe that I'm good at like being an open-minded communicator when it comes to like my partner, you know, or somebody that I need to be able to communicate with like that. But that is just an interesting perspective that I just never considered, that we actually practice this thing more than men do, and why that is. So that's interesting.
And you practice it a lot more than we do.
We talk to our girlfriends far more than y'all talk to your friends. And the response from friends is generally what Nora says, stop being a bitch. Like, that's horrible advice to give to somebody. And then the other thing that was interesting to me, you know, I wanted to chime in on, I know Jay must have got kicked off, I'm sure he'll jump back in here, was has society not gotten better? When it comes to like allowing men to have emotions and show emotions? So the question being, DK, is why don't men show their emotions more or better? I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing Ivory, but it was basically why don't men show more emotions or show their emotions? And so has society not made it any better yet, like at all, for men to be able to show their emotions more? Like, has it never gotten better? Has it always been this? I mean, I know it's always been this way, but has it not gotten better? Has it not been a safer emotional space for men today in 2022?
I wasn't raised to show emotion like that.
True.
You're raised to be tough, hard. You're not. I wasn't raised to. Oh, you crying? What you crying for? So you as a man, you grow up in a hardened spirit. But don't get me wrong, there are some women that will pull that out of you. But naturally, no, we're not. I'm not built like that.
Really? So.
And to answer your question, Nikki, it has gotten better.
Okay.
But just because it's gotten better, that doesn't mean that men are comfortable utilizing that freedom.
Right.
And
I'm not going to open myself up to everybody. That's not going to happen.
And I don't think we should personally, but I agree.
And let me say this also, relationally, and this ain't all women, but y'all do know this, and I'm sure y'all seen it all over the place. You can't, that vulnerability, you can't be vulnerable and then it come back and smack you in the face later. This happened with immature people in relationships.
Yeah.
To where you're open and vulnerable, and then when you get a fight, then she blasting you all over social media and Facebook and telling your most detailed secrets. It's like, oh man,
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because in my last relationship, I tried to be open, and then I stopped it, and I told her, like, why would I be open to you? All you're gonna do is bring it up in the next argument. So why would I be open with you? So I choose not to share anything with you.
Can that sustain a relationship though?
Oh, well, I'm single now, so did it sustain it? Hell no.
I mean, but like, we can't do that with everybody. Like, no, we can't do that with everybody. Like, no.
No, but that's been going on that's been going on for centuries.
But that just don't seem like
that's why women have the question.
Right.
How come y'all have an issue being, so it's just one of those, for women, it might be kind of one of those mysteries, but people still stay together or break up, but it's
Well, I don't know why women do it, but when y'all are upset, why do y'all cut so deep?
First of all,
you don't have to
say women, we all included.
Yes, we generalize in the day. If it ain't you specifically, speak to the generality. Why y'all cut so deep? That's a good question. Why y'all cut?
You have to do something real bad.
Yes, that's a question. So we're gonna flip it back to the ladies. Why do y'all cut so deep? Y'all go for blood.
Because we can.
That's not a good answer.
That doesn't make it right.
Hey, we wanted the wrong answer.
That doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean it should happen. That doesn't mean it's okay. That doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. But we do it because we can. It's the worst fucking thing you could do to somebody is cut them. But hurt people, and we know this. That doesn't make it right either. And all of doesn't make it right. And I think that women who are continuously like that are probably a little bit dangerous women. Emotionally, that's like a dangerous person to tangle with. Like that is somebody who would definitely not create a safe space for a man. Like, period. That's just not. Yeah. That's not okay. But we do it because we can. We do it because we want to try to hurt you. We do it because we want you to feel something that you have made us feel. And none of that shit's right. There's a better way to do this. But that's why it happens. And the fucked up part about it is most of the time we don't mean it. We really don't.
Some of us.
Bullshit, you mean it. If I told you something specific and you bring it up, hell yeah, you mean it.
I believe that, but the intent to hurt you actually hurts us.
Oh yeah, y'all meant to hurt us.
Yeah,
but no,
that's just like a man, because there's certain areas we could go if we really, really wanted to hurt you, but we don't go there because we don't want to hurt you.
And we appreciate that. For those of y'all that exercise that restraint, we appreciate that. We do. Women need to exercise the exact same restraint, but we appreciate that. Ladies, y'all want to? Ivory, you had something to say about this?
So, no, before I got with my husband, my previous relationship, I used to talk so easy to people. I got mad. I mean, it was ugly. But first off, we were incompatible. Not that was an excuse. But we were very incompatible emotionally and with communication. So what would happen is, I'm trying to communicate, I'm trying to get through. These people cannot express their emotions. They cannot communicate through a conversation. I get exasperated, and the only way I can get a real response is by being nasty. And then they tell me what they really think, and they tell me what they really feel, and they tell me why they really did it. But I tried nice for weeks with no real response about what was happening. And then I start slicing you, and I get the real. And I just got in a bad habit.
I'll be straight up.
all that shit.
I mean, you teach people how to treat you, shit.
So I'm gonna go deeper. I'm gonna pull a response out of you one way.
What I got to do? What I got to do? Oh my gosh! Okay.
So I did it.
I mean, that's the answer to most of these things, right? If it didn't work, we wouldn't keep doing it.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. That's an ugly person, and that's not who I wanted to be. So I had to stop dealing with those type of people. But I mean, I've been that person.
True. Because that's all you can do, Ivory, is like limit your contact with people who bring that out of you, like straight up. Like, no, I can't do it.
I have principles. I can't be, no, I don't do none of that. If you want to do whatever you want to do, take your time, do what you need to do. I've practiced that very much since being a younger child and watching my mom and other men do this back and forth. I don't do that. I have principles, and my principle is we not doing none of that back and forth. You don't know how to communicate? Okay, take yourself in the living room. You have a good day, and I'll do what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna break your shit. We're not gonna fight. Like, we're not gonna do all of this. You want to do what you want to do? Have fun with that. But as long as I'm still living, I got an opportunity to do what the fuck I want to do. So no.
So Janae, I have a question, Janae. And this, I don't know if this applies in an official question, or let me just ask it like this. You don't do that, But I'm pretty sure at one point in time there are people that you know, like I said, when women communicate, they talk.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that, and they've communicated that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell them, girl, that's wrong, or do you be
Yep.
like, I know, girl,
Yeah.
you just got.
friend.
Sometimes you just got to let it out because
No.
women will
Yeah.
back.
No.
When a woman on that emotional train, the other women to just rally behind her. It don't
I'm
matter.
not that
Yeah,
girl.
and I stabbed that nigga in the back of the neck, and they were like, yeah, girl, you just did what you had to do. Sometimes they make you do, and they'll
My
just.
best friend did that. She's like, I'm gonna go take his car and I'm gonna go drive it somewhere and put it somewhere. And I'm just like, why though? Like, why? If you didn't break it, you didn't harm it, you didn't like set it on fire, he's still gonna have his car. Like, you're basically wasting your time. No, I'm not that girl that's gonna agree with you. If it's stupid, it's stupid. Period. No, we're not gonna do it. I don't like wasting my time on dumb shit. Like, if it's dumb and it don't make sense, I'm not doing it. So
Okay, so let me ask a general question. I want to widen this up. Why do women, generally speaking,
Someone's got a bunch of background noise. It's a bunch of background somewhere.
Somebody. Okay, generally speaking, if it ain't you, then it's definitely somebody you know.
very true.
And I've seen this before. Even on Freethinkers before, I've seen this. Woman get up on there and she get on her emotional soapbox, and it don't matter what she say. Then the other women that just jump on and they'll co-sign the emotion because it ain't even about what she's saying. They want to support her emotionally in whatever it is that she's doing. Do y'all why do women do that? See, that's the difference between men, because men would be like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Men are very logical. Women are very emotional. So seeing that from a woman's standpoint, we have to cater to the emotion because that's what we are. We're emotional creatures. Now, if we don't, she might think we just missing her, or we don't really give a fuck about what she's talking about. So that's why we cater. Now, I might cater to her emotion a little bit, but we ain't gonna go down this long road. Like,
so the emotion supersedes the logic at that particular time.
Yes.
They got to get the emotion out, and then after they get the emotion out,
then she'll start thinking logical.
Let's get a little.
Yeah, that's how women think. Yeah.
Yes. As women, we learn if you're not willing to hear your sister, whoever's in front of you, out emotionally, there's no communication. Like, if you set that emotion down and no, let's just go logic. There's no communication for us if we're not able to acknowledge each other's emotions. Now, when I was younger, I was much more logical. I'd rather hang out with dudes. I'm sick of all these emotions. But as I got older, I realized, first off, female relationships are very valuable. And there's a place for emotions in a female relationship, and you just have to acknowledge them, and then you guys can move to healthier conversations after you get through the emotional part.
I think guys need to realize that. Go for the emotion, figure out what's her problem, why she crying, and then we can go to your logical standpoint. But a lot of times guys just come in on that logic, and the bitch is like, I don't care about what
hold on now.
She don't care.
Hey, she giving you game. She giving you game.
But a man can see you sitting around sulking and ask you, hey, baby, what's wrong with you? Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Ask you 10 times.
She don't know how to communicate.
Nothing.
She don't know how to talk. No,
and that's not fair. That's not fair.
What they say, Sergio? What they say?
Ooh.
Nothing wrong with me.
So DK, when they say nothing, that really means you already supposed to know what's wrong with me. Why are you asking me? You should already know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I ain't no mind reader.
I ain't either. I'm just telling you. I don't agree with it, but I'm just telling you they like it.
But you're not stupid either. You're not stupid.
I'm not gonna tell you basically what they say.
You're 100% right. You're not a mind reader, and we shouldn't expect you to, but you're not dumb neither. Like, you probably should know why I might have an issue.
But that shows everything.
I don't want to play super dumb.
Hold on,
I don't want to play super dumb. But you have to say what you want.
I don't know what's wrong with you. If I don't fuck up as a man, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Right. So why we gotta sit there and assume when you could just tell us what's wrong and we can get right to the problem.
I agree. And that would solve the problem. I agree.
Because we can't fix what we don't know about. So we sit there for 2 days trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And we got all these assumptions are going through our head when all you could do is just look, this is what's going on, X, Y, and Z.
Agree.
And get on with it.
I agree 100%. And I guess the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because I think from the female's, the woman's perspective, we, in some situations, because obviously all situations we may just be tripping one day, or y'all may be tripping one day. Sometimes we just be fucking tripping sometimes, right? Until we get our head right and come back to like reality. But like for the most part, if you are at odds with your partner, right? Like you kind of, you should know that there's something in the air. And I think that she wants you to be tapped into that part of her that says, I feel like the energy has changed, but like something.
Why are you not tapped into why is our energy not connected? If you feel my energy is a certain way, go ahead, Ivory.
This is my thing too. Like, okay, if she's saying I'm good, with anything, when you can't solve the problem, what do? You do a process of elimination. When did she get quiet? Was it after this conversation? Was it after I said this thing? With anything else in life, right? There's a problem.
Was it after sex?
You start saying, hey, what could it be? And so if she says nothing, and then you go through the process of elimination, would it be so hard to be like, did you get upset after we had that conversation?
Well, that's not fair. Hold on. That's not fair. You expect me to start guessing and exposing myself?
No.
What was it? Did you check my browser history? What happened?
Should we? Yes.
I'm not saying that this is the situation every single time, but I'm telling you as a woman first. Just listen to me as a woman. There are a lot of situations that come up in relationships where you might get in a little argument, something happens, and a lot of times men, depending on what state of mind they're in, whether they're just getting off of work, they have something to do, they shut you down. Now, I have learned to just roll with it. But if I get quiet, I don't expect to always have to come back and say, hey, can we finish talking about that thing from earlier? Hey, you know, when you shut me down earlier, can we finish that? Like a lot of times women, when you hear a woman say, I'm good, when you hear a woman say, I'm good, can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's because she feels like I was trying to talk, and I don't want to have to be the one to keep bringing things up all the time. Can you approach a situation sometimes? Can you initiate a conversation?
Hey, Ivory, can I chime in? Ivory, can I chime in?
Yes.
Okay, so what about these men that are completely in tune with those feelings, right? And say lunchtime, you can tell that your lady is a little stressed out or something is off tune, right? You go home in say 4 or 5 hours and you ask that same question. You don't want to have, we don't want to have to come home to play a game and wonder, why is she not able to answer me and say, hey, look, when I say, hey, baby, what's wrong? You okay? What's good? And then I have to play a game to figure that shit out. I'm almost 50 years old.
Understood.
We're past that. I don't think that that anybody, a man or a woman, has to come back and figure out that chess game and see how many steps ahead do I have to be to understand what her feelings are for the night. That can't happen. I want to be able to come home and say, hey, baby, what's wrong? How can I help you?
I'm going to ask you 2 times. What's wrong with you? After that, yes on your own.
So, okay, DK, let me say something, DK. I think there's an addition, because I am with you on that. But I don't want to go in separate corners after I asked 2 times. So after the second time I ask you, when I come back the third time, look, clearly there's something wrong that you're not telling me. I don't know what it is, but when you're ready to talk, I am here to listen and we can have a conversation. Then I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, say that. That's beautiful.
But then it's like I'm putting it out there in the open though. I'm not going to leave it like nothing's wrong. Look, clearly something is wrong.
Right.
But at what time? Go ahead. But what time do we have to stop what our whole evening is set out to be to protect or to understand, hey, look, she's just in a foul mood and don't want to talk to us.
But see, what
that's
I just said
to us, right?
It is. It's fair. What is fairness? You know, what's fair, what's not fair. That don't even apply to us. But what I will say is, what I just did, I put the ball in her court.
Mm-hmm.
So now I put the elephant in the room. I've exposed the elephant. I put it out there. The ball is in your court. Now you got to come and talk to me when you're ready to tell me what's on your mind. I've relieved myself of the responsibility of I'm checking. You ready to talk it? You ready?
Yeah,
no,
that lets her know you care. So yeah,
we can't. Like that's the whole thing. You know, we're getting old. We're no longer spring chickens, right? So I feel like both the man and the woman, if you're in a relationship and you have the other party willing and asking what's going on, how are you feeling? I think we're past all the games and the high school bullshit to where like, hey, okay, this is what's up. Because a lot of these women that I've met,
we should be though, Q.
That I feel like
we should be past that.
We should. But here's the thing.
Fair again. Where does fair exist?
Right.
But what I'm saying is this: there's a lot of women that don't appreciate the men or understand that men are really trying these days. I
like that because women need to learn about men and men need to learn about women. So that is something that we could definitely learn. I am very open. You ask me what's wrong with me, I'm going to tell you. And if I don't know you, figure out what you do next. Yes.
Well, Smack is a good point. He said, what if it was the other way around? So we can flip that whole scenario. If a woman asks her man, do we give him 2 strikes?
Let's be fair. That does happen a lot because men are good for being like nothing. I know I didn't did it before.
I think that men are afraid. I think men are afraid to tell you what's going on because we don't want to get put in the doghouse.
Regardless of why we do it, we still do it a lot of times.
Giving y'all excuses and saying we playing games though. I ain't letting you get away with that one.
No, I agree. I said regardless of why we do it, we still do it too. And it's like, you got to speak up because I know I've definitely done that before. What's wrong? Nothing.
Well, I can say this. You know, I've been married twice. I love women. I love relationships. I'm not a needy man. But I'll tell you what, I love being in a relationship that I can communicate with a woman. That's what I love. But if you have to come home and beg to get some sort of communication, I think there's a problem.
That's
because at our age, it doesn't really matter about age. You have to be able to ask a question and have that comfortable, open communication line. I think that's the key. Because if one party or both feel like they're being judged, shit's going to be held back. And I think that that's wrong. Is that if you're in a relationship with somebody that is so open and so calm, so collected, you shouldn't have to play these games of, oh, nothing's wrong with me. You know, I'm okay. Oh, don't worry about it. I love being able to ask a question and say, hey, baby, are you okay? What happened? I feel energy change all the time. And if I pick up on that, I would expect my mate, my partner, to recognize, oh, shit, my man felt some energy change. And I should give him that acknowledgement of that and not play games and say, I appreciate you understanding that. You saw that. Here's my answer. As opposed to
it has to go. It absolutely has to go both ways. Like that's literally the only way that this is going to work. Absolutely, 100%.
Knowledge as well, though. When people don't always tell you what's wrong, they're not always playing games, right? That's for men and women. Because sometimes men are not able in that moment to just say what's wrong. Hey, what's going on? Is something wrong? And they haven't really processed why they're so upset. Or, I know my husband, like, sometimes things just didn't go his way. It's lasting everywhere. He knows it shouldn't be. And he doesn't want to tell me what's wrong when maybe he's placing some blame on me. But he knows if he has some time, he can really figure out how he feels. But if I make him talk right then, he's gonna lash out at me. And he's learned how to hour or two. And he doesn't even know how to say give me an hour or two though. But I know my man. You know, we've been together for 15 years. So I know he can't say I need a couple hours. I just know he needs a couple hours. But when I say is something wrong, he's gonna you good. He's not playing games. He's just trying to process his emotions. So we got to.
That's true. Sometimes people do have to process. They feel something, but they don't know how to articulate it at the moment.
Well, I think that comes. I think that comes to the situation where you have to be able to say, "Hey, look, just give me like 5 minutes. Right. I'm hearing you. I appreciate the fact that you picked up on it. Give me 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or let me go smoke a bowl. I'll be back in half an hour."
Yeah,
anything that you can calm yourself and put yourself into a right mind frame to have that discussion, I think that needs to be appreciated. Because it happens to me all the time.
Everybody deserves that space.
Well, but see, the most dangerous thing you can do is speak out of emotion, because when you speak out of emotion, when you speak out of emotion, sometimes you say things you can't take back later on.
100%.
So sometimes you do have to sit back and kind of find a way to articulate what you want to say, exactly how you want to say it, because at the end of the day, we ain't trying to cut y'all deep like y'all trying to cut us.
That also comes with self-control.
Wait a minute.
We want to get.
You bring the wrong shit.
I had to throw the shot. But that's the thing. Like we
It's another part of that. I'll talk about that later. Though.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt your feelings at all. We want to get to the solution, but we don't want to hurt your feelings. So sometimes,
Let me say the other part about why we don't want to cut y'all as deep as y'all cut us.
Ooh, ladies, we gotta work on this. They serious about this being cut.
Our memory is not as long as y'all's. See, y'all can cut us that deep, and there's certain things that you can cut us on, and we'll keep it moving. Even if you cut us to the point where we done with you for real, we still gonna keep it moving. We ain't gonna bring it up till we decide to move on. But if we cut a woman that deep, it's never gonna it's never they'll never let it go.
Oh no!
So why add that on to the collection of eternal memories that you're always gonna have and that you're always gonna revert back to? Like I don't even want to put that in my own atmosphere.
Okay, but here's where you come into a situation where you're involved with an individual that keeps score.
Ooh, scorekeepers! You can't win with a scorekeeper.
You never will.
Nah.
Okay, so if you're going to be involved with somebody, you understand
with a scorekeeper
or appreciate the fact that.
Please explain that one, DK.
Yeah,
I can win with him. Shoot, I go point to point.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one thing.
Energy.
Here's one I think that I think
Petty,
men.
DK Petty.
I think men go wrong. Men go wrong with the fact that a lot of these dudes, and I have a lot of friends, man, that I'm like, man, what did you do? You're fighting because you did what now? You have to be responsible with what comes out of your mouth.
That part.
Right.
Exactly. And if you're going to be a scorekeeper, you do shit too. You got to be honest with yourself.
You don't do shit too when she's scorekeeping. It's what you do. If she lay ass in that bed at night, you pull ass in, you slide them panties inside, and that you one upping on her. That's what you do. That's how you get your point back.
Their point.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. That's not always the way.
Who's her name?
Check your cord. You sound like a robot right now.
Yeah,
okay, ladies.
I'm just saying that's how I get my points back.
Look, I'm not gonna confirm nor deny that. I'm not an angry sex haver, but anyway, I ain't gonna even go there. But ladies, y'all have another question that y'all would like to ask?
Ask them,
fellas.
Yeah. Oh,
who got a question? Anybody got a question?
Nobody got a question? All right. Why? Let's see. I got a whole page full. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to pick.
Well, you only gonna probably get the one, or you only gonna get the like two or three of them.
This is bad, right? This is bad.
No. Why don't and this is obviously not all men, but why don't men take more pride, like, in their appearance, in their appearance, their health, their body? Like, why don't, and obviously not all men, right? But why don't men take more, pride in their physical, keep their hair taken care of, and like, I'm not saying be messed up.
For that.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
got an
saying
answer
don't
for
get
it too.
tattoos, and I'm not saying all those things. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money doing stuff, but why do some men not take pride in their exterior?
I take pride in it because it's the power of the PUSSY.
Right.
Why do you think I dress like this?
Right.
Why do you think I keep myself up like this? Why do you think I got the excellent job that I have?
So let me answer. I'm gonna give you another angle of it. It's not as important.
To who?
To
you?
It's no. It's not as. Let me say it like this. You don't have to be the best looking. You don't have to be the best dressed, but you should show up when it's time to show up. If your confidence is right, if your money game is right, to where you're a secure individual, a lot of that, it just don't matter as much. You can get whatever you want as long as you're confident and you are a secure person, meaning that you got your own stuff and you know who you are. You can pull what you want to pull, and all of them looks and stuff is not as important.
I think you're evading the question, though, homie. Honestly,
Go ahead.
Okay, so
I think I directly answered it, but in my opinion,
you didn't. I'm gonna follow up with that because I feel the same way. Okay, I paint custom cars for a living. Okay, and my wifey works with me. I'm always dirty. I'm always like covered in paint. At the end of the day, I'm dirty. My clothes are scrubby, and every once in a while, I'll get dressed up like I just recently cleaned up, right? And it made me feel good. Okay, but I think that men that are busy people that have a career, their most important thing is getting the day done. Okay, getting through that day. And I think society has fueled us to think that we have to be equivalent to what a woman portrays of every morning getting her makeup done or getting her hair done. I do hair and nails, by the way, too. So women love getting dressed up and pretty, and that is what they do. And I love that. I have 3 sisters, and I have a beautiful mama. And I love how they get dressed up every day, but that's just never has been important to a working man. We get dressed, we get going throughout the day, and we look as best as we have to do for that day. Now, tell me.
But why is it not that important, though? Why isn't it as important?
I rebuttal that because I'm a working man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show my shit at my job every day.
Our question is not applying to you, then, DK.
But I can't. So I can't do that. I work in a paint shop. I paint custom cars. But at the end of the day,
you almost disqualified too because you fit a fetish.
At the end
women like that working, the mechanic looking grease. That's just something that they automatically like.
At the end of the day, let me tell you this. I'm not going to say that when I get off and if I have a date with my woman, with my wifey, I'm going to get dressed up and I'm going to look good.
Right.
I'm going to get cleaned up. Right. And that's going to be my time with my wife. Right. That's not my priority for the day to look great. My priority for the day is to get my job done. And that's it.
And that's a wifey. I'm single. So I'm out here night fishing.
Neither one of y'all are speaking to the general statement.
This guy, man, I love this DJ, man. DK boy.
I'm night fishing.
Y'all not speaking to the general statement. So for the people, she's talking to the people who don't feel that they need to be well maintained.
Well, it kind of honed in on the statement that you made. That's why I asked. I was like, "What do you mean? It doesn't matter to who?" Because I feel as though the root of the issue is men might not care about that as much. But if
it's not that we don't care. It's just not as necessary. So what DK talked about, DK talked about the power of the PUSSY.
Right.
So if the way that a person dressed or the way that they carried themselves prevented them from receiving that power, then they'd switch it up. What I'm telling you is, but that's what I'm telling you. As long as you got the confidence, the swag, and the security, you can still obtain that power without having to spend an hour and a half.
And that's not
in the bathroom.
and that's not because of us. That's because of that's what women have told us. They've shown us that's what you the finances, the money, that's tough stuff like that. That's what you're attracted to. So men, because we want to get you, we're gonna do all right. We're gonna go to work. We're gonna focus on our work, getting our money, getting our finances up, so we can attract more women.
Okay. So can I bring up something that may be very, very controversial?
Of course.
Okay. We're talking about, for example, any woman, in my opinion, any woman, don't matter the size, the ethnicity, anything, can walk into a bar and tell herself, I'm going to take a man home tonight. Okay? She's going to dress up nice. She's going to dress up nice. Look her top 10. And then you have these men walk in fresh out of work. And they either have the gift of gab and the it factor, or they don't. Okay? They can walk into a bar with the confidence and say, hey, look, I'm good. I don't have to beg for nothing. And then you have these guys walk in dressed to the nines, throwing cash around. It don't mean nothing. It's the confidence. You can take a woman home, or you can get into a relationship. But that man is a different cut of cloth. He can walk in dirty, smelly, fresh out of work. And that charisma and that character, that everything is going to be able to obtain and hold down a conversation that would lead to a future relationship or a phone call or a conversation. Men, we rely on our self-confidence. That's what we rely on.
And to even add on to what you're saying, I have a best friend. I'm telling
Mr. Thomas, you are correct. You are correct, my man.
I have a best friend.
I believe that, but I understand the man and woman's perspective is different on this, but I get it.
Facts.
I get it.
Women have sex with who they want to have sex with.
True.
Men have sex with who they can. But women only can marry who they can, then marry who they want.
Oh, he pulled that Kevin Samuels out there.
No, man, you're reaching, homie, man.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. But let me say this: I know
a woman can't marry who she can.
That is true.
She can marry who she wants. She marry who she can. Because the man has to propose. She can't propose to herself.
Well, but women are proposing to men these days.
They're not proposing to men.
And there's a lot of women more successful than men these days. And they just want to make. They don't care about what you're doing for life. They care about what you can provide to them emotionally, not financially.
So and I'm cool with that.
I was gonna say I have a friend works in construction. Sometimes we be out, he be looking rough. Don't wear shoes half the time. Be ashy around the ankles. Everything.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. Let me tell you, he's so. Women will look like. You ain't got no shoes on. Yeah, so what?
Walmart
the confidence that you carry will actually intrigue someone furthermore than somebody who wearing a 3-piece suit. They're like, 100%. Oh, this dude is that confident that he walking around with ashy ankles and no shoes? Intrigues them. That's what you need.
Say that again. Run that back. Say that again.
I said women will be intrigued by this person that's not wearing any shoes, ashy around the ankles, look like they just got off work, whatever. But they're so confident in while everybody else got their Sunday best on trying to look fly. He's just like, oh, I'm in here. What's up? And it's actually intriguing. It's intriguing to a lot of because I keep saying this over and over. They're attracted to confidence. Women are attracted to confidence.
All that nigga finna do is sleep on her couch and watch her go to work.
So and it's all in your mind. So if you feel that you got to be dressed up, creased up, have nice crisp shoes on in order, if that's what you feel, then that might be what gives you confidence. That's gonna be what assists to your confidence.
Well,
I don't need none of that stuff.
I don't think it always has to do with your confidence. Sometimes, brother, I think it just feels good to look nice.
It does.
It does, but what I'm saying is a man who does not have confidence is not pulling a good woman. Ain't no way, ain't no how. The only thing that they can pull is an insecure woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
A real woman is disgusted by a man who has no confidence.
That's true.
I know that for a fact.
That is true.
I wonder if that's the same on the women's side. Like, do you guys find women unattractive if they're like that?
No, we don't, but we find you extra attractive if you are confident.
You got a robot in your microphone.
He does, right?
Something going on with your microphone over there.
No, you still gonna be fine to us, but it does. The confidence adds an extra element. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like Darth Vader.
What's the news name?
All right, so that was my question, fellas. Who got the next question?
Okay, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead, Q.
So, what time is it? All right. I need y'all to be honest with me for real.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
When you out at a club or at a bar or something like that, I already got kind of the rundown on why women go to restroom in packs sometimes. But sometimes they be in there for a long time. I was like, hold on, and I know y'all ain't in this public place doing the number 2, so I know y'all ain't just. What be going on in these restrooms, the women's restrooms, in the clubs, in these bars? What be going on, either that you know of, that you've seen, that you've accounted for? What be going on in these restrooms?
Man, don't act like you don't see them pictures on Facebook. Them mirror pictures.
I need to know.
The infamous bathroom pictures.
I need to know.
The bathroom selfies. Like when people know whose bar you're in because they know the bathroom.
You know it took 100 pictures just to get that one. That's what
I ain't talking about just the pictures. I'm saying give me 3 or 4 things that be going on in these restrooms.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
I know I was right. That's why.
Come on in the comment section, tell us some stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't Snapchatting. Some people are.
Going on in the bathroom. Well, now it wasn't ever with me and my friends, but when I went in the bathroom, women are literally like, if you going out because you're single, sometimes it's a lot. Like, you're going to the bathroom to just reset sometimes. Like, just let me put on some lip gloss. You just decompressing for a moment. You might have a little conversation, look in the mirror, reapply some makeup, but look at the bathroom for women who are out as a reset for them to come back out with that face.
That's like the PG-13 answer. That ain't really what's going on.
I don't got no. I've never seen
that's thank you, DK. That's okay. Thank you. That's one of the things that go on.
Yeah, y'all in that motherfucker talking about.
They talking about dick.
Yeah, they
talking about dick.
They're talking about, oh, that nigga lame, that nigga he might got a chance. He might.
We do.
No.
Oh yes, ladies. The question's for the ladies. Y'all don't know for sure. I need to know from the ladies. Tell me what you know and what you've experienced and what you didn't.
That's exactly what we do. We go in. Well, I go in the bathroom because I'm about to make friends. I'm about to talk to all the bitches, see who boyfriend, who husband.
Oh God.
They call that over there. But most of the time, bitches in the bathroom is single, so we just talking shit and seeing who we finna talk to and who we not finna talk to.
Y'all be game planning.
See, that's a way better answer. That's a way better answer.
Yep, we game planning. Yep, that's what we doing. When we go to the bathroom. Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing.
The bathroom's quiet. The bathroom's quiet.
I go to.
I mean, for the most part, the bathroom is quieter than the floor of a the floor of a club. The bathroom is usually quieter than.
Yes,
I mean,
screaming,
they can be quiet.
Yes. Smack said they sticking to the code. They show sticking to the code.
Let me
the
say
bathroom
this. I was
is
waiting
quieter it depends sometimes on like how much you've drank. Like if you've drank a lot and you in the process of breaking the fucking seal over and over again, like you finna
be
pee
lit.
for a little minute. Like you finna be in there. And if you drank a lot, you want to sometimes just post up along the wall or sit on the damn counter or just like Ivory said,
that's
like
excuses.
gather
That's
your
excuses.
shit
Oh,
before
that's
you come
excuses.
back
I
out.
go in the bathroom. I'm not
Nikki,
sitting
let
on
me say
nobody's
this.
toilet. No,
Nikki, let
I'm
me
not.
say this.
Mm-mm.
I DJ'd this past Saturday, and
Mhm.
I accidentally walked into the women's restroom.
Accidentally.
That is the nastiest shit in the club.
Accidentally, my ass, motherfucker.
That's the nastiest shit in the
Some
club.
are. Some are pretty gross.
See, yep, that's why we don't.
Some
I
are
don't
pretty
go in there to
gross.
use the bathroom. I don't go in there for
Some
that.
are pretty gross.
Like
Yeah, some are pretty gross.
how is the men's restroom cleaner than the women's restroom? That's the nastiest shit I've been into.
There's I'm not going to argue you down on that one. But I mean, not to
they be
say
drunker than
all
we
of
be.
all of the things that put in the comments all happen. Some of us are talking to the side dude. Some of us are planning an exit plan. Some of us are trying to decide who we finna go with, who we not finna go with. Some of us are, selfie queens, and we're in there just doing videos and pictures because the lighting is so good. But like,
let me tell you something, man, guys. If you're in a situation where your girl disappears for 25 minutes, you done something wrong, or your girl thinks that you done something wrong.
shit,
Nah,
she might be
Nah,
in
she
there with
just might be
somebody
for the
else.
streets.
She might be in there doing some.
Nah, if she gone for 25 minutes, she for the streets. Leave her in that motherfucker by herself.
Damn.
What if it was mine? And they only had like
Leave her in
two
that motherfucker
calls.
by herself. Leave her with the tab. If she in that 25 minutes, she for the streets.
Look, DK, sometimes because the bathrooms do be so holed out, like you might have one working stall. And when you have
Nikki, you know me.
I'm just saying,
She for the streets.
there's variables to this situation.
Nah, she for the streets.
My man, I want to. I 3/4 agree with that, DK.
You ain't finna hit me with that shit. Nah, 25 minutes. Nah, you for the streets.
For long. And like I said, they ain't sitting on those stalls.
She ate in the restroom.
Right, she ain't in there no more. She left.
Well, I think at best
was that a satisfactory answer? What were you?
I got the PG answer, but that's all
what
right.
do you think that we're doing in the bathroom when we don't come out? I mean, we've just given you a million different things. So what else could there be that we didn't allude to? What else?
All y'all doing is taking pictures.
They just taking pictures.
I'm telling you, all you gotta do, Q, is just when she go in the bathroom, just go on her Facebook page and wait for the post to pop up. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
They just taking pictures.
They taking pictures, bro. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. I'll leave it at that.
I don't know what else you could be thinking we in there doing unless we in there doing something else. But I don't think, like, I've been into a lot of women's
25
bathrooms.
minutes. That's a good picture.
I mean, that's pretty good. 25
You had to get the lighting right.
Is that the norm? That's a really long time. That's a little weird.
You gotta pick the picture. You gotta edit it. You gotta
put the filter on.
You gotta put the filter on it. Right. Yeah. You gotta do all of that
fix
stuff.
all your shit. You gotta get the right angle, the right lighting.
Yeah. And
there's a lot that goes into it.
I'm telling you, man.
Y'all got all these excuses for the 25 minutes.
And we know y'all ain't doing no number two. We know you ain't doing no number two in there.
25 minutes got me fucked up, man. Hell no. 25 minutes.
That's what I said, Steph. I think they think we in there effing somebody or something. Like, come on, like maybe some do, but I don't think that's the main reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've never experienced anything going
bathroom bar sex.
I'm not even saying you directly. I'm just saying
no. No.
Okay.
And that's not to say it doesn't happen, because it happens, right? But I don't think that's the primary reason that women might disappear to the bathroom. Now, 25 minutes is ridiculous. No, I mean, like legit, unless there's something wrong, 25 minutes is ridiculous. But no, I don't think we doing what y'all think we doing.
Hey, I got a question for the guys. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Man.
So, okay, let me try to word this in a way y'all can understand. So some guys are kind of crass, maybe a little rough in conversation and things with just women they casually know. So for those men, are they softer in relationships than they are in like normal settings? Like if a man is rough with regular women, does that mean he's rough in his relationships, or does he put on some new type of softness? Or
Nah, that just means he's not attracted to them women.
No, explain that. Give me an example.
Yeah, he's not attracted to them.
So,
yeah. Okay, go ahead, Quinn.
I'm halfway answer your question without answering your question.
Okay.
In my experience, those people, and I moderate singles groups, so I'm telling you, I've heard these type of conversations. There's a lot the people who the men who you're talking about. In my experience, a lot of them, they have predetermined walls up, and they don't handle rejection well. So they're very defensive. They speak harshly. They speak in a way as if they're anticipating getting turned down.
Okay.
So those type of people,
or disrespect.
I have those type, and it indirectly comes from a somewhat a level of insecurity. If you're anticipating getting turned down every time you talk to somebody, that you have to talk that way, there's insecurity there, which makes it hard for me to befriend you. So, long story short, and I don't like insecurity. I ain't gonna say I can't tolerate them as my friends. I just can't. So in situations like that, then it's hard for me to really get to know people and to take it a step further. When they get in relationships, I don't know this for a fact, but the same thing is going to apply. If you're insecure and you're anticipating rejection, even when you get into a relationship, the slightest comment or the slightest thing is going to make you get defensive or make you feel rejected. Everything is going to make you feel some form of rejection, and those are like some of the worst people to be in relationships with. That's just the early onset sign of what you're going to see later on.
I don't think I'm following, because Ivan, could you give me an example of crass?
Yeah, like how harsh are you talking?
I'm like, okay, I've just been in atmospheres with men, and they communicate with women like they're another man. Like there's no softness. They're like really hard, or they're defensive, like Quinn said, or they're just coming really hard. And I always wonder, it's just a curiosity of mine. That's why I'm asking, is your girl dealing with this at home? Or do you just do it for the rest of us?
So I can tell you this. I have some friends. Okay, I'll tell you this. Back in the day, okay, so Nikki and I, we done been friends for 35 years, something like that. I used to work at a titty bar back in Austin. Okay, I was a DJ for many years. That's how I got through college, and I used to see all sorts of walk of life, and a lot of guys were nice. Some dudes.
Oh shoot! Now that you say it, you sound like a stripper DJ. Coming next to the stage.
Hey, okay, so there, guys, next to the main stage, we have Tasha. So there's these guys that feel like they have to have this strong, like massive presence, where it turns into being just an asshole. A lot of guys just do that because they don't have the ability to communicate with a woman on a sensitive level.
Oh, yes.
So that they think that, if I'm going to be this big masculine man, maybe this woman wants this Neanderthal, which don't happen. And I look at some of my friends, because I have 3 or 4 of these dudes that we go to a place and I'm like, are you fucking serious? Did you just say that? And it embarrasses me. It's like, this is not how you talk to a woman. I have 3 sisters. Nikki is good friends with my youngest sister, man. She is awesome. And I would never expect a man to speak to my woman in that sense. But some of them are so stupid. They have never been around a man or around men that can speak to a woman intelligently. So the only thing that they can do is try to be this, strong guy that hopes that the woman on the other side loves that masculinity. It don't work.
Fellas?
Good answer.
And quickly I'll say, Ivory, think about this. That the type of person that you're speaking of, that type of personality, who would that attract?
Insecure women.
Ding, 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 ding.
Street.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
So exactly. So you're already anticipating. You already answered the question. I don't even have to say no further. So that's go ahead.
But to answer on that too, like the way I talk to Nikki, I don't talk to my female friend like that. I don't do that.
But I bet you don't disrespect Nikki either.
No, I don't disrespect her.
Right.
Not that I know of. When that alcohol talking, it ain't no.
But when the term crass comes out, when the word crass.
Well, and crass. Okay, Ivory, would you maybe identify crass as somebody who speaks maybe too explicitly, right? Be that maybe
borderline disrespectful.
Be that maybe sexually, like inappropriate. Like there's, because I think it's attractive actually when men use, proper language around women. And I have a foul mouth, and everybody knows this. My mouth is horrible. So I'm not being a hypocrite at all. And I do understand that there are also men who prefer women to not have a foul mouth. I understand that. Like, I do understand that there's a reciprocation that needs to happen in that, right? But I think that it's attractive for men to watch their mouth. I actually love, within the first couple minutes of conversation with the man, if he hasn't said any foul language or, offensive jargon that we use today, I remember that. I recall that, so that doesn't mean that men just have to watch their mouth 24/7, but I think that there are some things that you just kind of got to be a little mindful of, because not all women receive some of that communication.
Well, yeah,
and it can be a turnoff, and then it creates a dynamic where it's now I'm ew to you, and I don't want to be ew to you, but ew, you're one of those people.
It's kind of like if I walk into a bar, right? If a man walks into a bar, like for example, Nikki, if I go to a bar right now just to have a couple of drinks, not trying to pick up nobody or anything, and a lady next to me orders a couple of shots and couple of drinks, and her mouth starts to go ape shit, I don't want to have anything to do with that. It's unattractive to me. Now, I think there's a difference of her saying, this dude here, blah, 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 and starts to cuss and scream, versus us having a conversation and saying, oh, yeah, today was horse shit. There's a big difference between drama and expressing your daily feelings with the mouth, as opposed to talking the shit that is, to me, is unattractive.
Right.
I can't deal with that.
Right.
Janae, you said you was about to ask a question, or you had something to say?
Bruh, this keeps happening to me, and it's just so weird to me. When is it okay to kiss a woman?
Oh my goodness!
You let me kiss a woman?
When she got that look in her eye. When she got that look in her eye.
No. That was back in the 90s.
No. I need to know this for reals. I really
no. I'm really serious.
When is it okay to kiss a woman? Does that imply that men are trying to kiss too soon or not enough, or?
I didn't ask for it. So when do you feel like it's okay to kiss me? What did I do?
Okay.
Okay.
So
don't have your face 2 feet. Don't have your face a foot from his face.
That is true. No, Smack telling the truth though. So it is a part of it is what's the closeness of proximity that you are? Are y'all hugging? Have y'all had some hugging
8 inches from his face.
Let me ask. Have y'all had some passionate hugs first?
I don't know what a passionate hug is. I'm just giving you a hug.
That's full body, not the side church hug. The full body, where your body comes full into his chest. You wrap around him completely. He wrap around you. And you hold for about a good 20 seconds.
Okay, so no side hug bullshit. No side hug.
Just kind of rock with it a little bit. That's the passionate hug.
No.
If you ain't even got to that level, then they shouldn't be trying to kill you.
Cute. Q, if she got that look in her eye and I got that look in my eye,
You back in the 90s, DK.
But it works.
You can't do that. It will work.
It works for me.
I ain't gonna even bring
No.
But isn't that the green light? Like we always talk about, like getting the signals and getting the green light. Like
that's what I'm saying.
No. Signal. That seems like a signal to me because I guarantee you gonna know what a no means. You don't know what the red light is.
And Nikki, I don't think that there needs to be like a particular time for like, okay, so the look or shit. Okay, so I think if a man wants to kiss a woman, he is going to put everything that he has on the table and tell himself, this is going to work. I got a 50-50 chance. She's going to appreciate it or she's going to tell me no, because at the end of the day, what's the worst thing she's going to do? Tell me no?
Right. Can I slap him?
I believe
That's assuming you don't take no for an answer, but I mean, as long as you take the no for an answer, that's a good thing.
Well, a lot of guys were like, "Oh man, you know, is it supposed to be a perfect time? Is she supposed to give me the look? Come on, Q. You don't give that look. Sometimes you just have to be a man and say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna do this."
No, don't do that.
Look, brother. Look,
you thought that's 1996. Yes, 1996.
I've done it and it worked.
Hold up, man. Look, and this is
not in 2020.
This is
Go ahead,
2022.
Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
2022. The best thing for you to do is to let the woman initiate, bro.
Yes.
This way, there is just let it happen, bro.
Are you serious?
To save yourself. Save yourself.
Absolutely.
To save yourself.
No, that's missed opportunity.
That's what y'all missed opportunity. No, that's what y'all wanted.
Jay's right.
That's what it is.
Jay is correct.
I didn't ask for anything.
Don't play. Do not play.
That's missed opportunity.
I just want to know that in a guy's mind.
Jay, if she's giving you green light signals, however, though before a kiss happens,
I can give you green light that it's okay to come on in if you want to.
So y'all are waiting for women to pursue you first in that department.
That's the way y'all made it. That's the way y'all made it.
So hold up.
Look, I'm not registering for no sex offender just because you want to get
So check this out, though. Okay, so we're talking about how women have mixed emotions.
There's like a whole bunch of middle in between there somewhere that we're missing.
So here's the thing.
I ain't playing with y'all no more.
So I've been in my situations plenty of times where I take the steps. You know, I look for the emotions. I look for all the signs, right?
What the fuck are the signs?
And then they have a little bit too much liquid courage to continue their night, right? So I misread it because they may be into me from what I think, right? Mm-hmm. I make the move and I look like a jackass.
Yeah.
Because we're portraying something, and whether they're just being nice or that's who they are. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm a flirty kind of guy. I flirt. I love flirting. It makes me feel good. It makes people smile. You know, it's one of those things where it's not always just sexual, and it's not always trying to get into somebody's pants. I love saying, "Hey, look, baby, man, you look great tonight, man. That, you know, your hair looks fucking bomb. That dress looks great on you." And I'm not trying to hit on her, but she may take that the wrong way. Mm-hmm. But it goes the same way with a dude. You're listening to a woman at a bar, and she's trying to talk to you, and you're like, "Oh shit, she may be into me." And then you make a move to kiss or to do something, and you're done.
We're not kissing random women at no goddamn bar. We ain't doing that.
We're not doing that.
That's first off. We ain't doing that. We ain't kissing no random women in the bar.
True.
Get the monkey pop.
I just want to know what are the signs that I'm giving off that I said that I wanted to kiss. I don't give a shit if it's a hug.
Hold on. Let me ask you. Is this happening repetitively?
This happened to me 2 times since I had a break. Okay, I recently had a breakup. Okay, but this happened to me 2 times, and I literally didn't ask for anything. I didn't give you no signal with my eyes. I didn't perk up my lips. I didn't do nothing. I literally just hug goodbye, like goodbye, and I didn't ask for it. That's what I want to know. I really want to know. What am I
That's that
doing?
90s. That's the 90s.
Was it on the forehead, the cheek?
That's that 90s shit.
But you know what else that is? That is a product of these movies people see.
Yep.
When they see these movies and they see that romantic moment to where y'all both in each other's personal space and y'all can kiss. That is done with.
Let me add on to that.
That's what you're saying. I don't have to be an asshole.
Let me add on to it. You have to let the woman initiate it because half of y'all be in the bar or the club and y'all deaf as hell. So we're gonna take it wrong because you start looking at our lips. And so we take that as, oh, she might want me to. No, she's trying to hear what the fuck you saying.
Why y'all kissing women in the club?
And now, no, I'm just saying. So here, so
why are y'all doing
but
that?
here's the main
Let's get to
reason.
that part.
Here's the main reason you have to let a woman
Hold on.
initiate.
I'll get to that in a second, DK.
You have to let a woman initiate it because she already knows you're interested in her because you the one asked her on the date.
Yeah, I know you.
So she already know you want to hit, you want to kiss. She already know that's in her court already. That's already there. So where women make the mistake is don't start looking in the nigga eyes and at his lips. And if you 6 to 8 inches in front of my damn face,
okay,
you that could be taken wrong. It's like,
okay, so you got to back up.
You trying? Remember back in the 90s, it was the tug. Right. Like we gonna do this. Y'all would do that shit.
Stay out of his personal space. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
give me my personal space.
The woman these days has to initiate that. You have to do it.
You gotta keep your space at all times, though.
Yep.
But if she gets up in your face, she gotta watch that distance.
But you know, at the same time, you know, I think that there's a lot of men that feel that pressure. We feel that pressure to make that move. Exactly. Right. You're exactly. You're right. And it's like, are we gonna miss that chance?
You know, in the
taking
movies,
that from movies, why they not taking the fact that they take bitches on dates and they give them flowers and shit? Do that for me.
Right, take the parts from the movie too.
Like, don't
back in the day,
but the flower, come on, y'all. The flowers
back in the
was
day, the
corny.
persistent
flowers
man is the one who would get the girl.
The flowers
Now the persistent man is the stalker.
Not corny. The flowers are great.
Let me speak my
You
truth.
better off by give you a pack of ramen noodles. The flowers is corny.
No.
That's raggedy. That's raggedy.
All right,
they gonna die.
Hold on a second. DK, go ahead.
I watch a lot of these movies. I do. That's my truth. I do. I watch a lot of them. But I do know when a woman is giving me that green light, when it's in her eyes and it's in my eyes, it's a chemistry thing.
Right.
It ain't about how close she is. It's all about chemistry. Y'all having a moment. So when we having that moment, then I'm gonna go for it because we having that moment. Now, what you saying, you not in that moment.
No.
He in that moment, but you ain't.
I don't even know how he got there. He just got in that, like.
So that's what I'm saying. He misread all that shit.
See, now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do so he cannot misread.
He need to go watch some Hallmark and get up on his game.
Okay.
You know
so I want to add something to that, DK. Okay, so like with me, I hate dating. Dating sucks.
Very true.
I feel like we waste 6 months out of our lives to start to date somebody to figure out who the real person is down the road.
I was going to say 52 weeks.
but what I'm saying is this. Okay, so there may be some guys that are like, okay, do we have chemistry or not? And they're going to say, okay, this kiss could dictate that.
Oh, goddamn. Can you just ask me and I'll
nah,
tell you?
Nah, bro.
Hugs and kisses. Even a hug can tell you a lot about chemistry, too.
A hug? Okay, I can't give no more hugs. I can't give no more
I can't give no more hugs.
I know if we have chemistry after the first few conversations. If we ain't got no chemistry on them first conversations,
right.
We ain't going on no date. We just gonna keep this in the text.
We can go on a date though.
No, we ain't going on no date. No, I'm going.
He ain't wasting no time.
We ain't going on no date.
Who wants to waste time? Who's going on
If you know you ain't got chemistry, then yeah. If you
know how I feel about that. I ain't wasting no time.
I can't get my time back, so we ain't going on no date because ain't no chemistry there. We ain't going on no date.
Period. Yeah, I'm done. We're finished. Like it's a wrap.
A date costs me money. We ain't going on no date. No chemistry.
Just give it a $200.
There you go with that.
200.
I told y'all be letting these corporations pimp the pussy.
Smacky said $200.
Yes, because think about it. When you take a woman on a date, it's an average of $200. So now she already know you want to get some ass. I mean, she know that already. So what she gonna do is you got to buy her flowers. That's $50. You got to take her to dinner. That's probably another 50 to 80.
My
You got to
man
pay for parking,
HEB
take
sell
out for
flowers
drinks.
for
By the
$10
time you're
every
done,
day.
it's
HEB got
$200.
$10 flowers every day, my boy. You ain't
It's
getting no
$200.
$50 on that shit.
You could have gave her that $200. She could have cooked you up some ramen noodles and some damn Earl Campbell sausages
And got her nails did.
and had a good time. And now for women, if you got about 4 or 5 dates at $200, I mean, you see what they doing now. Now that the younger generation is, you got to buy them an outfit to take them on a date.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Have y'all heard about this?
Who are you dating?
No, I said the younger generation. That's what they're doing.
Man, okay, Smacky. Okay,
I'm 40 years old. I ain't dating women that young. I'm 40.
Right. No, but I'm saying that's what they're doing now. We did the flowers and the candy and all that shit. We did it all just to get the ass. When she could have just said, you know what? Just give me $200.
Well, then all you trying to do is impress.
Yeah. That's the reason why you got rims on your car. You got a necklace. You trying to impress the queen so that she pick you. That's the only reason we do all that shit.
I'm doing that shit because I'm trying to show her what I'm about.
Nah, DK, you smooth. You doing a lot of that shit because you trying to let the queen. You trying to stand out.
I am smooth. I stand out alone, so I don't need the.
But that's what I'm saying. But we do that shit to stand out, so the queen will look around the room and go, "Ooh, let me pick the flashy nigga right there. Let me see what he about first." You gonna get first dibs if you're a flashy nigga.
So what are we supposed to expect? Is my question. What is the girl supposed to expect? Nothing. We just supposed to.
What do you mean by expect?
Like, because what I'm getting is that a lot of the stuff that we want or that makes us feel good or makes us feel appreciated or valued or liked, whatever the fuck, is not what you guys want to do. You just wanna...
okay. So give me 5 examples of what you expect.
Take me on a date. Like, why can't you take me on a date? What's the problem with that?
Nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Do I gotta pay for myself, or do you want to go half and half, 50-50? Like, how we doing?
I mean, that has to be a man that's not interested. That's got to be a man that's really not interested.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the men answer because you ask men.
You never allow a man to ask you on a date and then you have to pay. You pay for no.
Exactly.
Right.
I would excuse myself immediately and exit stage left.
And just remember, it's all about consistency and what you demand, you know, and don't go for anything less than that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just going because I raised 4 daughters. So this is just stuff that I tell them, like, you know,
respect.
You gotta it's all about what.
That was one of my questions. I didn't understand because I feel like if I ask for something or if I have to ask a guy to buy me flowers or to take me on a date or whatever the case may be, obviously you're not that interested, but I shouldn't have to do that for you to be trying to get in my pants. That should be so easy for you, but you don't want to take me on a date? Like, you don't want to do certain things? So I'm just trying to figure out what niggas I'm supposed to be talking to and who I'm not supposed to be talking to.
The ones who properly know how to ask you on a date, the one who knows how to bring you flowers, who knows how to open doors. These are
man that asks questions.
Right.
Ask all of that stuff. And I'll say this also. If a man is really into you, even those things that he doesn't do or is not accustomed to doing, he will do. He will try if he's really into you.
He will try to grow.
If all he's trying to do is get in your pants, then he's looking for the quickest way to do it, and he's gonna cut every corner he can. So pay attention to the men who cut corners, especially. It's just like, think about this. When you go to a job interview, what do? You put your best foot forward. Mm-hmm. You wear nice shoes. You ain't wearing dress shoes or white socks. You make sure your nails ain't got dirt in them. You got your hair done. Your face is done up. You're bringing forth the best presentation of you, even if when you get the job, you're not going to be required to dress that same way. You want to put your best foot forward on your first impression. Anybody who dates you, you should expect them to put their best foot forward. If they're not putting their best foot forward, if they show up late, as a supervisor, somebody show up I don't care if you show up 5 minutes late, I'm not even taking the interview. You're not taking this serious.
Right.
So why should I take you serious if you don't take this job serious? So when somebody asks you on a date, they should do all of that stuff. And you say they might be capping, you say whatever. No, they're putting their best foot forward to show they have real interest in you and they're willing to go above and beyond.
What did this boy Thomas say?
Let's be real. Let's be real. Men know that other men have gotten the draws without all of that because the woman was highly attracted. Dang. Women make men do it for one. Oh, do it if one, they aren't that attracted, or two, they see them as relationship material. So men have to question, why am I paying a higher price for the same thing? See, okay, I didn't catch exactly what he was saying, but this is what I say about the whole. I have an issue with men who do the whole, I ain't paying for this, I can do it. Listen, if you're interested in the lady, that's you're paying for her time to show her what you're worth.
Make the investment.
It is an investment, and it doesn't have to be like.
And that's the thing.
Any relationship is an investment, So you have to you got to spend money to make money, and that money can be emotional time. It can be it can be a variety of things. But go ahead, fellas, y'all were saying.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If a man sees true value, and he's going to invest in you, and that's just with anything. With anything with value that somebody finds valuable, they're going to invest in. So that's what that's all about. So anybody not willing to do that, or I get it. Some people feel like it's a risk, and they might not want to do that because they're scared of possibly taking a loss. I get that, but at the same time, men that really value a woman, they're going to invest in it.
Right. And then another thing I say all the time, dating. Some people are so opposed to dating. Number one, if it's gonna break the bank for you, then you probably ain't in position to be dating. Don't be dating right now. Get your money right.
Right.
You worried about this $200, $300 that you spent. If it's breaking you that bad, don't date. You probably need to get your money up first anyway.
Well, here's one thing. I think
Sergio, you're cutting out.
You chop it up real hard. Now you muted. I can't hear you. Say something again.
He's got a terrible signal where he's at. It may just be unscratching itself. It looks like it may be us too, because they just jumped back in right now too.
Am I good?
There we go. That's a little. Now I think we can hear you.
Nikki, got me.
Go ahead, Sergio. We hear you now.
Okay, y'all hear me? I got kicked out.
Here's one thing that I believe is a fear for any man is when you oversell your ability. Okay. A lot of these men want to impress a woman and saying, hey, look, this is what I can do. And they take a woman out for a big cocktail dinner or whatever, when that's out of their comfort zone. Right. They overspend to over-exaggerate and over-impress.
And now she's thinking that's the standard that you can't live up to that.
It is. But so here's the thing. I met my wife, this was 5 years ago. I'm 46 years old now, and she's 31. So she's 15 years younger than me. I didn't try to impress in the sense of, this is how much money
I see you, player.
But I'm not trying to overextend my abilities because I got a lot of cash in my pocket. I just simply don't like going out and spending $200 on a fucking dinner. I like to cook at home, So if I have to impress a woman by spending a bunch of cash, she's not going to be the one for me in the beginning.
Right.
If I ask my lady, hey, look, you want to go and, grab a little snack or something and watch, get a Netflix, something like that, that's where I think a lot of guys try to overcompensate. But you have to keep it simple.
But you know
because
what?
if you can't continue that pattern and spend that money on the regular, you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
But that's why it's so important nowadays to vet the person that you're taking out. You have to get to know them before you even go out to figure out what type of
are you worthy for me to even take you out?
Yes. Yeah, right. Like, am I like what is it? The stuff that you like to do? What type of stuff are you into? So I have an idea of like if I'm not gonna be able to afford, this young lady.
Oh, I like that one.
That is true. And to Sergio, I did get caught up in that in the past. Overcompensating for what I didn't have. I got caught up in it. And then when COVID hit, I wasn't DJing, so I don't have these extra funds.
Right.
So now I can't do what I was normally doing. And so that initially caused our breakup. But fast forward to now, now I'm making, I'm not gonna say what I'm making. Child support might be on here. But I do make a substantial amount, but now since she sees that I make that amount, every week, maybe every other day, she's hitting me up. But I don't reply back because it's like, you weren't with me for me.
Right.
You was with me for this cash flow.
Right.
When at the moment I didn't have it, you didn't hold me down.
And that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
You didn't hold me down.
Yeah, that's a blessing. That was supposed to happen to get her up out your life, because
that was the revealing. That was the showing people who they really are. Believe they asked. Absolutely.
I like what Abasi said. What if a man asks a woman to put her exercise clothes on and meet at the park and take a walk?
Ask me.
I love that.
Yes, I've done that before. I've done that before on several occasions. I met a girl at the gym before. We just played for the first time. We played hoops together, and then I met a girl at the park too.
But that all goes back to really learning who that person is and getting the idea of who they are. Like, you're not gonna take somebody to the park that you talking to them and they don't like being outdoors. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why those conversations are important.
Right. Right.
Well, I don't even think the conversations need to take place. You just have to pay attention.
That too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pay attention to the stuff that you like. Like, if you really care that much and you want to invest or you're interested in investing, dig deep, and that will save you money on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
I like creative dates. Yeah, be creative.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the other thing. See, a lot of times people spend money because they're lazy. Creatively, they're lazy.
Yes.
The more you use your mind, usually the less money you have to spend. Like, that goes even like with when you're in a relationship. The times where I've spent the most money is when I didn't plan or prepare for the event ahead of time.
Overcompensation.
Then I just had to go out and just buy a bunch of stuff, trying to
scrambling.
I've been thoughtful and really thought of what it is that she wanted, what did she mention, what would just real creative. Those are the times when I spend the least amount of money and get the most appreciation out of the gift.
It's when you pay attention, man. You pay attention to your woman.
Yep.
But I will say this, Q, though. I've had the best moments on dates when they're just spontaneous, man. Like, we go eat dinner, and then we just end up doing like a whole bunch of other shit.
10 other things.
Go shoot some pool, go play some darts, go bowl.
Those the best ones.
Hey, DK, so check this out.
It costs more money than I wanted to spend.
Right.
We vibe.
Right.
And I'm always looking for a vibe.
So that's worth the expense. This is where it's worth that expense. Absolutely.
But guys, here's another thing. Okay, so I'll tell you this. And Nikki knows this. I've been, kind of on the outs and up and down with my wifey, right? We weave in and out of friendships and relationships. And one of the best times that I've had recently with rekindling with my wife is that ability just to shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you this. Last week, I had an amazing date with her. Spontaneous date. Okay, DK? Came home, long-ass day, turned on some music, and when we got home, I parked in my driveway for 15 minutes. We listened to music, we just chilled, didn't say shit. Sometimes it don't cost you nothing just to have that person by your side. Not trying to impress them, just being there.
And let me piggyback on that, because 2 weeks ago, a lady friend of mine, we've been off and on for 15 years. Don't question that part. But we've been off and on for 15 years. So she decided to pull up on me at the cigar lounge.
I'm gonna need them to go ahead and cut that check.
Yeah.
For product placement.
Yeah. So she decided to pull up on me at the lounge. I've been trying to keep her away from here since it opened, because this is my element. I didn't want her in my element. She got her own element. When I'm up here, I'm with the fellas. It's my element. So she decided to pop up. So I'm like, okay, cool. Her and I drink old fashions. That's what we do together. So I pretty much pulled out a old fashioned bar to where we can make 25 different old fashions, spontaneous, spur of the moment. And like you said, we call it a vibe. So, and through that vibe, you know what I'm saying, after we drank or whatever, chemistry, our emotions got rising, you know what I'm saying? So ended up, you know what I'm saying, doing our thing. By doing our thing, you know what I mean? We night capped. You know what I'm saying? We had a beautiful moment. A very beautiful moment, to where the point where I told her, like, look here, we've been doing this for 15 years. I'm tired of this bullshit. Yeah, we were drunk, Thomas.
Get off the fucking
we were drunk. We were drunk. We were drunk.
Oh my God.
We were drunk.
A boss is
We
my
were
homie.
drunk.
25.
That's all right. That's all right.
But
I was drunk.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I do believe this: a drunken mind always speaks a sober heart.
True.
And she was letting them feelings flow.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm telling her, hey, I've been trying to hear this shit for 15 years. This all I wanted. This all I'm trying to get to. I've been out here dating these ducks since I've been in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she laughing, but I'm being real. I've been out here dating these ducks.
Oh my God.
Shit, I've been trying to get you to give it the program.
Hey, but DK, let me tell you this, and guys, men, I think these days are afraid to being a little soft when it comes to having a conversation with a woman. A lot of guys I know are afraid just to be soft.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to be all big, dick swinging motherfuckers in this world. We don't need to be. Your personality, our confidence, should be able to reflect any woman that we want to try to attract to ourselves without lying to ourselves. I've dated women from all walks of life. I mean, I used to work at a titty bar, for God's sake. And I've been through 2 marriages, both failed, some with my fucking problems. But I have finally, at the year of 46 years old, can tell myself, I'm okay with being soft. I'm okay with understanding my emotions, and I am 100% down with listening to a woman's needs. Mm-hmm. If you're almost 50 years old and you can't figure that out, you got a problem.
Women don't want y'all to be hard all the time, Edward. We don't.
No, I don't think so either.
We do not.
This is what it is.
And this is coming from a woman who does generally like hard men. Because there are characteristics that come with hard men, right? But we do not want our men to be hard all the time. And I realize that a space has to be created where a man can be soft around a woman, just like the space has to be created for a woman to be soft around a man. But we don't want our men to be hard all of the time. And I mean, those that are going to be talking shit, it's like Q said, you're going to attract an insecure woman. A woman who talks shit about a man who knows how to turn it on and turn it off, hard versus soft, that's a good ass man. You want that man. A woman that's talking shit about that type of man doesn't need that. Give him to those of us who can appreciate him. Mm-hmm. Because those that don't appreciate him, you don't want to be with her anyways. But there's a fine balance. We need y'all to be soft.
We're in the same boat though, Nikki. Just as the same you need a man like that, we want a woman that can reciprocate that.
I would think so. I would think so.
So
Absolutely.
Edward, to address your statement, a woman don't need a man to be hard all the time. What they need is they need to know and feel that you can be hard when the time calls for you to be hard.
Exactly.
That's what they want. When they
Right.
know you about that life, when you need to be about that life,
Right.
and once they know that, then you can operate however they need. But they know you still got that other side on reserve.
There's a time and a place to whoop ass, and there's a time and a place to grab ass. You got to know when the difference is.
Straight up. Straight up. I agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
That's just what it is.
That is true. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Do we have any last questions before we finish? Do we any other questions that we got? Or we get all the questions.
Fellas, shoot.
I don't know. Should I stir the pot a little bit?
Go ahead.
Stir that
Go
motherfucker up.
ahead.
Man,
Stir
no,
real quick before we throw it.
Stir that motherfucker up.
This nigga Jay over here been biting at some of the bit.
Hey, I'm over here drinking shit. Stir that motherfucker up.
I think we talked about this already, Nikki, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask the question to the forum. Okay, so for most women, why is giving feminine energy conditional, but for a man, masculine energy is mandatory? Does that make sense?
It does, but I didn't know it was conditional.
Well, you hear nowadays, I will be feminine for the right person, for the right man.
There's some hard ass bitches. I don't know who them people is. 'Cause I don't know how to
No,
do
I'm saying I've heard it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm asking.
Hey, he's speaking truth because
I'm asking.
I've come across one recently and I told
Right.
her, baby, I can't be with you because you too busy trying to be a man. I can't be with you.
I live in California, so I understand that shit.
Masculine for the right. I've never heard.
Yeah,
that.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, but
right man come along, then I'll
be feminine.
Right.
I'll be feminine. But for a man,
What I
it's
don't
mandatory for us to be men.
They don't say I'll be feminine. This is what they tell me, Jay. For the right man, I'll be submissive. That's what they always tell me.
And that's true.
For the right man, I'll be submissive.
That's true,
And that's true.
feminine.
Yeah,
We should always be feminine. Like what the fuck?
No, some ladies be real.
Well, okay.
thuggish with
It's
it.
hard.
Me and Jay actually talked about this last week because there was a quote going around social media, and so we talked about it. And we usually have very differing perspectives on most things. So, it was something to the effect of men creating a safe space for women to be able to be feminine, and then of course your issue with the statement was that it doesn't matter what space it is for men. Men are just expected to be masculine all the time, right? And that is not fair. It's not. It doesn't make it right. It's not fair. Two things can also be right at the same time. Yes, men do have to create a space for us to be able to be feminine. And I say that because unfortunately, for both sexes, men and women, we're equally fucked up. We've got equal amounts of fucked up baggage that a lot of us have never dealt with. So we come packed with kind of some bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's bad behavior from men. Sometimes it's bad behavior from women. Sometimes it's abuse from men. Sometimes it's abuse from women. Like it goes both ways. One thing that Q says a lot in these conversations when it comes to like male and female dynamics and the weight of the opposite sexes, and you can chastise me later for the words that I choose to use, but whatever, is men are generally more of a physical threat to a woman than a woman is to a man. Right? So most men are not going to be scared of women necessarily chasing them down and raping them, but women genuinely have a fear that men could chase us down and rape us. Like that literally happens. Is this relevant necessarily? Only to the aspect of there is an energy dynamic between men and women. I personally believe that men are designed to do certain things and women are designed to do certain things. That's just like innately in the men and women's gene code, right? DNA code. That doesn't mean that women shouldn't make safe spaces for men, but men in this patriarchal society, as the protector, as the provider, as the hunter, as the gatherer, we need that safe space to be there. And genuinely and generally, when that space is there, a healed woman, a woman who who wants you in her life, really and truly, is going to reciprocate that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right or wrong? I don't know. We're talking about society that's always shit on men for being weak or for crying or for having emotions or for having feelings, right?
Okay. So let me tell you this. You hit the nail on the head, Nikki. I'm a soft man. I'll watch chick flicks and I'll fucking tear up and I'll cry when my fucking dog dies, right? There are women, and society has showed us recently now, that toxic masculinity shows that men these days are almost afraid to be men because it's toxic. So at what point does a man have to pull that stress from, okay, am I being too masculine?
Nah, forget all that. So
because I'm gonna be a man all fucking day.
You gotta pay attention to who's saying that type of stuff. You got certain agenda groups and they're not even talking about toxic masculinity. They're basically saying all masculinity is toxic. You gotta watch the way that they be saying that type of stuff.
That is totally super
if
bullshit.
You start following that mindset, then you'll turn into a marshmallow and ain't no woman gonna want you. Listen, this is all I say.
Exactly.
They can do all of that they want to. They can say everything they want to.
And here's the thing. I got a 20-year-old son, and we live out in Southern California. And all of his friends are soft as fuck. And I am the first one to tell him, bro, pick up your skirt, grab your balls, and get to work because you got shit to do. You can't be soft in this world. And you can't allow anybody to tell you that you're soft. But it's so hard to go about what's happening in all this social media these days. A man is going to be a man depending on what they're not fearful of, which is being judgmented. I think that's the key.
And then you also got to learn how to decipher. So even when men are saying that, when women are saying, they want you to tap into that other side. They're not saying they want you to be feminine. They just want you to have an awareness of it. That don't mean you need to just flip over, because the moment you start acting like a woman, they're not gonna want you. They don't want another man who's just as sensitive as they are.
How old are you, dog?
42. Are you judging me based on my age?
No.
Are you going to devalue my words because I'm younger than you?
No, not even near that. Okay, so about 20 years ago, there is this show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Right.
Okay, I used to work at Structure, and I dressed to the nines.
So
right?
in the mall, at the mall,
No. It was at the Arboretum girl.
Arboretum.
Okay, so I was always like dressed tip top. Okay, and with having multiple sisters, I was always in touch with my feminine side because I just understood female, right? Today, if you're in touch with feminism, a lot of these men are associated with being gay or too soft. I think there needs to be a line drawn where a man can just be in touch with the feminine side.
Women know the difference. Women know the difference. They know the difference between a man who's in touch with it, meaning that they, and versus someone who's submerged in it. Right. It's a difference.
Submersion.
Hey guys, I got to jump off. But I appreciate
good talking to you.
I'm glad you came on tonight.
Hey, I got to do this again.
Every Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Every Tuesday.
I got to do this again. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback.
Good combo.
805 Live every Tuesday.
I got you. Send me the invite next week.
For sure.
And speaking of, because I can tell we're going to go about another 20 minutes if we keep going on, but we need to stop. We're right at 10 o'clock. We thank everybody for joining. I thank everybody for all of your questions, all of your input. I had a blast. I hope y'all had some fun. Thank everybody for their comments. I hope we all learned something, which I know I definitely learned a few things that I didn't see the same way before. Like Nikki said, feel free to join us every Tuesday, 8:05. And also, if you haven't joined the Freethinkers page, make sure you join that. We have these type of conversations going on through Thread all week long. Nikki, is there anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. Just share the page. You can always, watch this later on if you joined late or had issues watching the whole thing. If you continue to comment in the comment section, we will keep the conversation going. So if you heard something that Jay said, tag him in the video. If you heard something Sergio said, tag him in the video. And we can keep the conversation going because they were good questions, and I appreciate that they weren't just specific to relationships, and it was kind of just like a place for men and women to really have this conversation. So I do appreciate you guys as well. Some people are a little nervous about am I gonna be, exposing myself in my relationship? And
yes, you are.
And that's part of this part of the communication styles, But I understand why some people, weren't terribly interested in that. And I think that, maybe in another couple months or so, we can maybe revisit this conversation and see if anybody wants to do it again and, have more questions or more thoughts to come up, because that's our goal with this thing, is to make conversation easier for people to have, because it will eventually improve all of our relationships. So this is so important to be able to have this dialogue. So, Tuesday is church for us. Free Thinkers this is what we do every Tuesday. You don't have to join us every Tuesday, but we would love for you to join us every Tuesday. We don't usually have a closed forum where nobody else can join in. So, every show after this one, for the most part anyways, you can obviously chime in whenever you want to. But do appreciate you guys for committing to these last 2 hours and, sharing your thoughts. And, I think my favorite quote is if you knew better, you do better. Mm-hmm. And we all walk away from this conversation with something, right? So if we're trying to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem, we have to just do a little bit different, So engage with us, hit us up. I don't know if any of you guys, I told you there was if you wanted to network and drop any pages or any of your social medias, certainly if you guys want to share your podcast, Jay, Sergio, Janae, I don't know if you guys want to share.
That's what I was about to say. Anybody got any podcasts, any businesses, entrepreneur things that we should know about or support?
I have. I'm just getting ready to start back up my travel channel, One Life to Explore.
Nice.
Travel. Yeah, I'm getting back out there. We just got back from Alaska about 2 weeks ago.
Alaska.
Yeah. We got.
He takes amazing pictures. You have to follow his YouTube channel.
Did you catch any halibut?
What's that?
Did you catch any halibut out there?
Any? What is it?
Halibut.
Fish? What is it? Yeah. We were on a cruise, man. We were on an Alaskan cruise.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we were out there doing some whale watching and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then I have Guatemala coming up in Singapore, and then for the sports section of my podcast, I'll be interviewing Tyrann Matthew, because now he's with the New Orleans Saints. So I'll be out there in a couple of weeks with my brother, who's been training him, and Jamar Chase. So I'll be doing that. So I'm still getting everything back online, so it'll be up soon.
That's cool.
And if Jay put it in the comment section of this video. I mean, I know the YouTube channel is up, so people can at least look at some of the past stuff that you've shot.
Okay.
And Jay, hit me up too, man. I'm all about following and supporting, local people and good people.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Sergio, what you got? You want to go ahead and drop your stuff?
I guess I will. So I was born and raised in Austin, Texas. I moved out here to Southern California 10 years ago almost. I paint custom cars. I do custom paint and body work. It's Third Gear Customs out here in Temecula, California. I'm out here in the wine country, 45 miles north of San Diego, California.
Beautiful work too. Make sure you drop Third Gear's page in the video so folks can follow you too.
I will, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Janae, you up and running?
I'm good, but I don't have nothing else to say though.
She's like, I got no podcast scheduled right now.
Yeah, no, I don't got nothing at all.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and y'all make sure that you share the video, and we will
Free Thinkers Worldwide. Make sure if you haven't joined, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube.
Absolutely. Good night.
Good night. Have a good one. All right.
You too.